Robert Russa Moton Museum.
You're muted.
Well, good afternoon, folks. I'm Cameron Patterson, Executive Director here at the Robert Russa Moton Museum, and I'm joined by my colleague, Kanan Townsend, our Director of Education and Outreach. And we're excited to join you for a few moments this afternoon as we share a bit about our upcoming event, Moton Live. And so 70 years ago, students stood in this school, Robert Russa Moton High School, and what they didn't know at the time is that the actions that they took on that day would change the course of the nation as we know it. And we know that that fight for educational equality continued in our community, even after Brown v. Board of Education, as our community endured and fought as schools remained closed in Prince Edward County for that 5-year period. And so on this day, April 23rd of this year, with this Moton Live event, we will commemorate the past, seize the moment, and look to the future as we seek to celebrate the Robert Russa Moton Museum. And in addition to the 70th anniversary of the Moton Student Walkout, it is also the 20th anniversary year of the Moton Museum opening to the public. And what an amazing 20 years it has been, an amazing 20 years of growth, an amazing 20 years of helping to create new opportunities for students, for community, and for folks around the great Commonwealth of Virginia. And so we're excited on this day that we will celebrate all of this. And we are excited as you all come aboard for this journey and engage with us. So, our goal today is to really share with you what Moton Live is. We want to give you a rundown on how this event came to be, what we're seeking to accomplish with this Moton Live program. And Kanan will share a bit about some of the activities that will take place on this Moton Live day. So Moton Live, as you all know, each year we have been very fortunate for nearly a decade to implement our Moton Community Banquet. It has quickly become one of the signature programming opportunities for the Moton Museum. But as you might imagine, this year presented some new obstacles and some new challenges as it related to that endeavor. And so we made the decision in October of last year that we would not hold our Moton Banquet for 2021. And while we're saddened that we won't be able to gather and celebrate the museum as we normally do, it is exciting because it has presented us with a new opportunity to think creatively about how we celebrate our local history, as well as generate support so we can continue to do this important work. So Moton Live will take place on the 23rd of April. What you should know is it will be a fantastic and amazing 10-hour celebration where we will celebrate our local history, but we will also look to the future and talk about the impact that Moton continues to have, not only within our local community of Prince Edward, but in communities all across the Commonwealth. In addition to the celebration of that local history, we're also excited to celebrate 20 years of Moton. And with this event, we're going to look at the past. We're going to look at how the development of the Moton Museum came to be. And we're excited as we close out the day on April 23rd to really take a moment and look to the future for all the impact that Moton has been able to make. We know that the work that we do, the importance of that work will be even greater as we continue to move forward. And so on April 23rd, there are a couple of things that you can do. as you help us celebrate this day. First and foremost, you're going to have the opportunity to engage with the content that our education team is working hard to curate. It will be a mix of panel discussions, some musical entertainment. We'll have some great keynote speakers that we're working to line up. But as you engage with that content, most importantly, we're hoping that you will pledge your support as we work to secure the Moton Museum's future. So join us with the exciting content, but we hope you will be inspired to pledge your support as we seek to move forward. And so I'm going to bring my colleague Kanan into the conversation, who will share a bit about what is in the works as it relates to that content for the day.
So we hope that, and I'm Kane, again, Director of Education and Outreach here at the Moton Museum. We hope that Moton Live will give you kind of some telethon type vibes, right? So the pledging throughout the day and that process. But to us, Moton Live 2021 is an opportunity to commemorate the history and to celebrate the culture. This might be a little bit different than a typical Moton program, and I know folks of you who attend Moton programs on a regular basis, I'm just kind of setting you up in advance because we're branching out, we're trying some very different things, but I do think you will enjoy it nonetheless. So some of the content will be the traditional educational type stuff. Some of it will be just kind of fun stuff. Some will be funny. Well, I hope it'll be funny. Some musical kind of pieces, and then overall entertaining things in general. Moton Live is going to include some panel discussions, keynote speakers, musical performances, live podcast productions, some college students reacting to musics of the past, and many more things that I'm not prepared to talk about publicly yet. But we'll use this as an opportunity also to feature some local talent. I think that's something that we pride ourselves on with the banquet, right? Featuring the talent that's within our community, both Prince Edward County and Virginia. So we really want to use this as an opportunity to highlight that local talent as well. So definitely expect to see some familiar faces. Now, we're not exactly ready to tell you everybody who's going to be participating, but if you go to the Moton Live 2021 Facebook event, click going, and then follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, and we're on Instagram. You'll see some weekly and eventually some daily updates on what's going to be happening with Moton Live. Now, we plan on between now and the event, going live just about every Wednesday, same time, same place. So tune in, and then next week you'll get some sneak peeks of some other stuff to come, and you'll see some testimonials, and you'll see some other reasons why you should attend Moton Live 2021 and why donating and what your dollars really are going to be going towards doing. Now, the day of the event, there are many ways you can watch it. Cam was talking about this a little bit, but the great thing, I think, that we've kind of established a platform that you can just go straight to our website, motonmuseum.org/MotonLive, and you can just watch straight from our website. So you don't have to necessarily be on social media. You don't necessarily have to go to YouTube if you're an educator or something, and that's a site that's often blocked kind of on those sites. You can go straight to motonmuseum.org and watch it straight from there. So please follow us on social media, attend these lives, learn a little bit more about it, and we will be ready to release more information very, very soon.
So, it's exciting when we think about just some of the topics that we'll cover throughout the day. It really is kind of sharing the story of the development of the Moton Museum. So we're taking a look at that historic perspective, giving you a look at the 1951 student walkout and the school closings through the stories of those that experienced that history firsthand. And what we're excited about in that regard is that we are releasing the publication of the 4th edition of our Storytellers magazine. And that Storytellers magazine, that 4th edition, features stories from the walkout and the lockout generations. And so those panels will reflect on individuals featured in that latest publication. Additionally, we will talk about the fight of this community to save and preserve this national historic landmark where the museum currently resides. It's important that we tell that story and that we tell it often because it was the beginning of our 20 years of being able to be open to the public as the Robert Russa Moton Museum. We're also going to talk with you about the development of our permanent exhibit, Moton School Story, Children of Courage, and just give you some inside look at what it took to preserve this National Historic Landmark and restore it to what you currently see today. We will also look to the future as we talk about the impact Moton is having within our community and what that impact will look like moving forward. And we are so excited. I mean, we just got off the phone right before we got on this call, confirming speakers, getting them lined up. And so next week, we're excited. We'll be able to begin to share with you our panel participants, some of our speakers, some of the entertainment pieces that we're lining up for the day. It's really, really going to be a dynamic day. It's going to be content that our K-12 audience can engage with. So it's really going to be content that's geared towards the entirety of our community as we celebrate this place that we all love so dearly. Just know that your support helps us to do our educational activities, our outreach activities, and to operationally ensure that we're able to continue running this place on a daily basis. So again, mark your calendars, April 23rd, beginning at 10 a.m., ending the day at, I believe, 7 p.m. 8 p.m. So 10 hours of content, and we are hoping that you will help us commemorate the past, seize the moment, and pledge to the future. Kanan, anything you want to share as we...
Just want to double down on what you said earlier in terms of we do have some pretty big speakers and we're very, very excited. So that's definitely awesome. And then the other part to Cam, what I would really want to echo as well is that of course, if you want to tune in for all 10 hours, that's wonderful. That's great. But we don't expect many to tune in for all 10 hours. And that's also okay. We intentionally have a very diverse set of content so that there's something that will literally appeal to anybody and everybody, our K-12 audience, our college audience, our older folks, our younger folks, and everybody in between. So there's something and stuff that could be for your whole family unit, whatever that looks like. So look at the schedule, kind of you can plan out, right? I want to come to this and this and this and that, because there really is stuff going to be there for everybody. And I think this will be a really great opportunity for us to highlight, the power of place, even if we're not all technically in the same place at the same time.
So as we pledge to the future, we of course are hoping that you will make those pledges on the day of the event. If you are a business within our community, we do have additional sponsorship opportunities that we would be more than happy to share with you. This event, the great thing is that we're going to take this event not only out within our community here in Prince Edward, but we're going to have the opportunity to take this effort across the state and even beyond our state as we celebrate Moton's impact within the civil rights movement within our country. So again, I'm Cam Patterson, Executive Director here at the Robert Russa Moton Museum, alongside my colleague Kanan Townsend, our Director of Education and Outreach. And we will see you next Wednesday, same time, with some additional Moton updates as we give you an inside look for our newest event, Moton Live 2021. Thank you all.
Thanks.